Philadelphia, 1957. A cardboard box, hidden in the bushes, inside a little boy unclaimed and unnamed. This is the story of America's unknown child. February 25, 1957, in the Fox Chase neighborhood of Philadelphia. A young college student was walking through a wooded area near Susquehanna Road. What he saw stopped him in his tracks, a cardboard box, half hidden in the underbrush. Inside was the body of a small boy, wrapped in a blanket. He was naked, badly bruised, and clearly hadn't been there long. What made this scene even stranger was that the boy's hair had been recently and neatly cut, and his body looked like it had been carefully washed before being left there. Someone had taken time with this child, even after ending his life. Police arrived and began working the scene immediately. The box itself had once held a bassinet, sold by a well-known department store. Investigators hoped that detail alone could lead them to whoever bought it. The boy appeared to be somewhere between 4 and 7 years old. He was severely malnourished, weighing barely 30 pounds, far too light for his age. His body showed old scars and healing bruises, signs of abuse that had likely gone on for a long time before his death. Doctors determined he had died from repeated blunt force trauma to the head. And yet, nobody came forward. No parent reported a missing child. No relative called asking questions. It was as if this boy had simply never existed to anyone, anywhere. Police took his fingerprints and distributed them nationwide, hoping someone, somewhere, would recognize him. They printed his photograph on over 400,000 flyers and mailed them out with gas and electric bills across the city, an unprecedented effort at the time. Newspapers ran his story on the front page. Detectives were certain, someone had to know this child. But weeks passed. Then months. Then years. Investigators chased down every possible lead, checked hospital birth records, questioned local families, and worked with forensic experts to construct facial reconstructions, hoping a familiar face might jog someone's memory. Nothing worked. The boy remained completely unidentified. Eventually, with no other option, Philadelphia police and local officers personally paid for his funeral out of their own pockets. He was buried in a potter's field, under a small stone, with no name to put on it. For decades, this case haunted an entire city. Philadelphia detectives, generation after generation, kept his file open, refusing to let him become just another cold case number. In 1998, his remains were exhumed for early DNA testing, hoping new technology could finally offer clues. It didn't work, the science of the time wasn't advanced enough yet. He was reburied at Ivy Hill Cemetery, this time with a proper headstone. It read simply, America's Unknown Child. Theories about his identity and his killer circulated for years. Some believed he came from a nearby foster home. Others suspected a local family with a history of documented abuse. One theory involved a woman who later claimed, decades afterward, that she remembered the boy being beaten in her childhood home. None of these leads ever led to a confirmed answer. The case remained frustratingly, painfully open, a boy without a name, and a killer who was never identified. By the 2000s, a dedicated group of Philadelphia detectives refused to let the case die. In 2019, his remains were exhumed once again, this time for advanced DNA testing using a groundbreaking new technique called forensic genetic genealogy. This method had already helped solve other decades-old cold cases across the country by comparing DNA to distant relatives in public genealogy databases. For the boy in the box, it would finally provide the breakthrough investigators had been waiting 65 years for. Detectives uploaded his DNA profile and slowly began building out a family tree, tracing distant relatives, cross-referencing birth records, and following leads that had never existed before. Piece by piece, the picture came together. And finally, on December 8, 2022, Philadelphia Police Commissioner Danielle Outlaw stood before a room of reporters with an announcement the city had waited nearly 7 decades to hear. America's unknown child finally had a name. His name was Joseph Augustus Zarelli. He was 4 years old. After 65 years of anonymity, of being cared for by strangers who left flowers on a grave with no name, Joseph finally had his identity back. Investigators learned about his family background and continued digging, hoping identifying him would finally lead them to whoever was responsible for his death. But even with his name revealed, one crucial question remained completely unanswered. Who killed Joseph Zarelli? As of today, that question still doesn't have an answer. The case remains open. Detectives haven't given up, and neither has the city of Philadelphia. Every year, people still visit Joseph's grave at Ivy Hill Cemetery, leaving flowers and toys for a boy the whole city refused to forget. His story went from a nameless mystery to a name finally spoken again, Joseph Augustus Zarelli. But somewhere out there, the person responsible for his death has never faced justice. And until they do, his story isn't truly over.